Hey guys.
Welcome back to another tag edition video. This week we got together a few have you ever questions. Yes, have you ever?
Yeah.
We chose 20 random ones and we would love to hear your answers too. So we tag everybody who watches this video to do a video. I see on some of the videos people say we didn't tag anybody, but we're tagging everybody. So don't say we didn't tag anybody. We're tagging you and you and you and you and you and you, everybody. If you don't want to make a video, leave your answers in the comment section. We would love to read them, or just say hi down there. We love hanging out with you guys in the comments. Yeah. So here we go. Have you ever played hooky from school or work? School, yes, a lot. Especially college. When I went to college, it was you were a big girl and everybody had cars, and in the summer everybody used to go to somebody's house, and it was easy in college to play hooky because we didn't have classes like in school. You go to school and go right through. You had a class and then you had a free period where you had 2 hours off, and then you went to somebody's house and you never went back. And I almost messed up everything in college because you get all this freedom and you just never go. And work once or twice. I'm ashamed to say it. I didn't say hooky. You don't play hooky from work. But remember when we had that power failure? We had a power failure in our town for about 2 weeks. And we had to go over to his dad's place, and my work said I can't take leave for that day, and it was a mess. And we went over in anyway, and so I didn't go to work, but I felt so bad. I think that was the only time I played hooky from work. And
But then it was kind of an emergency. We had to take all the meat and stuff that was in the fridge.
Yes.
We had to take, because nothing worked. There was no electricity. We didn't have a fridge working, so we had to go.
Yeah. But that was the only time. And my boss actually knew about it. She said I could go, but there was somebody else in that time who wanted to have leave as well, and she said no to them, so she couldn't give me leave. And she actually gave me the advice and said, just phone in sick. And I did it, and I still felt so bad. But yes, I did it. Did you?
Yeah. When I was in school, I was always a goody two-shoes. I never did anything bad until I was about 17. High school, I discovered you can actually not go to class, and that was amazing.
Not get caught.
Yeah, I suppose I had the wrong type of friends then, but then it's only in that one grade, what is the second last grade?
11th grade.
Yeah, 11th grade.
Yeah.
That was, I never went to school then.
No, we called it standards. That was standard 9.
Yeah. And then at work, not a lot, but every now and again you just don't want to work, and then you feel sick and you phone in sick, and
you're not really sick enough to stay at home.
No, you're not sick enough. But
yeah. I didn't do that a lot with work because
not a lot, but it did happen sometimes.
Did happen.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2. Have you ever went skinny dipping?
In standard 9.
All your problems started in standard 9. We've never done it together.
No. I've only done it in school once.
Me too, in high school.
Yeah.
But I went skinny dipping, but alone, because I was always overweight, so I wouldn't do that in front. I wouldn't even get into a costume in front of anybody. So what I wouldn't skinny dip, but I did it alone when nobody saw me. I think in our neighbor's pool, and it was late at night, and I tried it and I didn't feel comfortable. So that's not a thing I like doing. No.
We had an end of year function, and all the kids went to one friend of ours' house. They lived on the river. They had a beautiful house, and then we all went swimming, and then we all went skinny dipping. Yeah.
I wouldn't do. Still, even now, I don't know. Not even any amount of alcohol, I think, would make me do it. I don't even know if I. Maybe if no, not even if I was skinny. skinny and this
Yeah,
perfect
see,
body.
we
That's
can't
the-
go skinny dipping because we're not skinny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, question number 3. Have you ever skipped out on a bill? Yes, I have, but it was an accident and I went back and I paid the bill because I felt so bad, and we were in the car already and I thought, no, Sham, this poor waitress is going to have to pay the difference. I can't remember. I think she took too long. She never came, but it was an accident. I got into the car and I realized, I think we drove away already, and I realized we haven't paid the bill, and I actually went back and paid it. So
I had the exact same experience. We went to, it was a restaurant and we didn't eat. We only had a couple of beers. It was a few friends of ours, about 5 people, and we got into this discussion. I can't remember what it was, but it was very deep discussion. And we were talking, walking out, got in the car. I think we drove to one of the friends' houses. We were actually in the house, and I said, we never paid for those beers. And then 2 of us went back and we paid for everything. So
we are nice people.
yeah, it was really a mistake.
But I wouldn't do that. Even if I went 2 hours drive from there, I would phone them and pay it if I
Yeah,
really forget. I wouldn't do it on purpose.
no,
That's-
dine and dash.
That's
No,
not right.
It's not right.
No.
Because somebody has to pay for your stuff.
Don't do it. If you've ever done it, naughty, naughty, naughty.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Go and pay it now. Go and tell them and give them a big tip. Number 4. Have you ever climbed out of a window? Oh, I climbed out of lots of windows when I was younger. Just because I could. Or my gran used to lock us. I don't know, not lock us in the house. She forgot. We had like a porch, and that's how you got out. And then she always locked that door and we couldn't find the key, so we always went out of the porch, in and out the porch window. But not because I was locked in somebody's house or something dramatic like that. You were locked in somebody's house. Why didn't you climb out of the window?
Because they were burglar bars.
In South Africa, all the windows has got burglar bars in front, except for my granny's porch. There was no
What is a koshuis in English?
a boarding school.
Boarding
I think.
school. I was in boarding school. But this was in a small little farm town. There was nothing. There was a couple of farms around us. And one of the windows, we had to take out all the putty of the window, so that you take out the window, then you climb out, and put it back, and then you go to a farm, and we used to steal fruits there. I don't even like fruit, but he just did it for the fun of it. And one night a friend of mine and I went out, we came back, and the next morning somebody else went out, and they did something which I'm not going to say now, but anyway, everybody said it was us, and it wasn't. There was something hanged in front of the school doors, and they said it was us, and we had to go to the office, and they gave us each 6
Lashes.
6 lashes. It was the worst lashes I ever got in my life.
And it
6.
wasn't even your fault.
And it wasn't, well, we did go out, but
You didn't do the bad thing.
No, I didn't do the bad thing.
But you never told me about the bad thing. Now I want to know what that bad thing is. You
I'll
better
tell
tell
you.
me after this.
Oh, well,
Okay. Question number 5. Have you ever laughed so hard that you peed your pants as an adult? I have, because I am lazy to go to the loo. And then somebody tells me a joke and then I dribble. I don't know. But it only happened once or twice that I actually laughed so hard.
I don't think it ever happened. As a kid, maybe, but not as an adult. I can't remember.
But you know me, when I start giggling, I can't stop.
Yeah.
But I haven't done it bad that anybody would notice, so only a little bit. That's a weird question. Okay, have you ever got on the wrong train or bus? Not yet, but I think in Ireland we're gonna, because you take the bus everywhere. You can take the bus everywhere, but I haven't.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
extremely paranoid. I'm very paranoid when it comes to flying or buses or trains. I ask people 5 times to make sure I'm on the right thing. Now that we are 2,
It's an
Nikki,
adventure.
yeah, but she does all the. I don't like talking to people, so if we do get lost, it's gonna be her fault.
And we always get lost, but that's part of an adventure. I like getting lost, except if it's going to cost us lots of money to get back home, and if we don't have money, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
So yeah, but
We'll-
we haven't yet.
we'll end up in France, something.
Yeah, but that would be a nice experience if we've got money. Have you ever believed something was haunted?
Yes.
Yes, I believed the first place we lived together. I thought
There
that
was
was
two
haunted.
places. The first one that we lived together, that place. There was something not right there. I don't believe in ghosts, but that place, there was something there.
Yeah, and I think we have told you the story where my daughter was standing and looking at us, and I wanted to go check. When I looked up, she was gone, and I went to see if everything is all right, and she was fast asleep, tucked in, all warm, so it wasn't her standing there looking at us, and we both saw it, so that was weird. And the
Yeah.
dog behaved weird in that house. That was
Now that house, and then the second house we lived in was a double story, and my son had an exam, so I was sitting in his room with him, helping him study, and the door was closed, and somebody knocked on the door, and I said, "Come in," and nobody opened the door, and they knocked again, but like loud,
Loud.
"Twa, twa, twa, twa." And I was just, the door's like a meter from me, and I stood up and I opened the door, and there was nobody there, and I looked, and then I went downstairs, and everybody was downstairs. They were actually busy playing Xbox. And I asked them who was up there, and they said nobody. So
yeah.
somebody knocked on that door. And I don't know who.
And when we moved into that house, the people said there was somebody who hanged himself in
yes.
the
Pete or somebody like that.
Neil.
Neil.
They said
That's
Neil. And so they said he haunted the house, but we didn't believe in that. And little
Yeah.
things like that happened in that house. But yes, so we did. Number 8. Have you ever had sleep paralysis? I haven't.
I had it bad, like really, really bad. It happened. There was a stage in my life where it happened every second night, and it was the worst experience ever. It's like you wake up and you can't move, you can't speak, you're just paralyzed. It was, and then you put all your effort in, and then finally you can move. It was
That
the
had
worst.
never
worst.
happened with me. I would freak. I think I would start. Well,
No,
can you scream and shout if
You
that happens?
can't. You want to scream,
no.
you want to, and nothing happens. And then you just start
Wow.
praying, and then eventually,
Luckily, that never happened with you since we've been together,
No,
because I wouldn't know what to do.
it's terrible.
That sounds terrible. Question number 9. Have you ever been the alibi for a lying friend? I have, and I hate lying. I hate lying, and at the end I was in trouble because this person did something bad and they came to me for help, and I'm a very good friend. If I'm your friend, I would lie for you and I would cover for you. But at the end, this friend told everybody the truth, and I looked bad because I covered for them, and then I looked like a liar. And never again. I said never again. No, I will do it again. If I'm your friend, I would cover. I have your back always, but please don't put me in that situation.
I
Yeah.
can't remember if I ever had to do it.
Oh,
really can't-
you in your young days, I'm sure there were.
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did, but I can't remember.
I didn't have a good experience doing it, but so yeah. But I don't think it's nice to put somebody in that situation.
I had to do it at work though. One of my managers did something wrong, and he asked me to lie for him to say he didn't do it. And I had to do that, and I really hated it. I didn't want to do it. We weren't friends, but
Yeah,
I did it anyway,
It's not nice if
and,
somebody
no.
put you in a situation like that, right? Question number 10. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter? Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
lots of times.
Lots, me too. In my early 20s, we started when we went out. Oh my goodness. we went to clubs and partied until 5 o'clock, and then I had to be at work at 7. So you quickly jumped through a shower, you drank a Red Bull or a Monster, and then you
We
had
did it too, and then the next day you work a 12-hour shift. You
Yes.
work from 6 until 6 or 7 till 7 or whatever.
But
And,
you did it, and sometimes even that, if it was a Friday night, even that Saturday night, you went out again. Now, if I'm not in bed by at least 1, and if we had to have a few drinks, we would, even when we were older, together, we went out with our biker friends, and then until the Sunday we couldn't move, and that was the Friday, so we don't do that anymore.
No.
But I had
There was a
lot of
stage when we
all-nighters.
started playing games. We went and we bought a game, and then we'd start, when we got home, start playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd stop and you eat and you'd play again, and when you see again the sun came up.
Oh yes, I
We played
remember.
that a lot.
It was horror games. Silent Hill. We did that with Silent Hill, and then there was this vampire game we loved. And one of the most silly ones was Leisure Suit Larry. We really enjoyed that game and played for hours and hours and hours. That
And
was
that
fun.
NCIS type
Oh,
games.
NCIS, CIS.
CIS, something like that. Yeah, we played a lot of
Yes,
them.
we did. That was fun too. And
Yeah.
at a stage we went through this Nancy Drew thing.
Yes, yes.
We had
actually
to
did
find
that.
clues, and yes, I enjoyed that. But
It was nice, yeah.
we still had time. That was before YouTube. Oh, that was a long time ago. That was,
Yeah, I know that was a
but
long.
it was fun. Where are we now?
Thrown a drink at someone.
Number 11. Yes, I have, but they were rude, and they made a rude insult about my private areas, and then I just thought it was like insulting, and I threw the drink, and it felt so cool. But I had drinks thrown at me too.
Somebody threw a drink at me because I made a remark about their. No, no. I was working in a club. I was working behind the bar, and there was a bar lady there, and we were good friends, but really just friends. But she had an extremely jealous boyfriend, and she would always come and talk to me, and she would talk to me about the boyfriend because he was so jealous and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was busy, and she came and she talked to me, and this guy was standing there and he could hear whatever she said to me. And when I looked up, he had this glass of whatever.
It wasn't even a girl.
No, it was a man, and he threw the stuff
I
over
know.
me. And I was like, you know,
I think it would have felt better if it was a girl
Yeah.
and you made remarks about her.
it was a dude.
That's funny. Have you ever, number 12, have you ever worn someone else's underwear? No, I haven't, and I will not. Oh no, that just, maybe if it's clean and I had a crisis, if it was clean out of the cupboard, but I think I'd rather go without it.
I only do it when she's at work. No, I don't think I ever do. Only the fat man.
Oh, you
underpants
wore
I had to-
mine.
Yes, because I didn't have red
Yeah.
underpants, so I thought,
You ever wore my red? Yeah. But that was over your clothes.
yes, that was.
I think if in a crisis I would wear your underpants
Oh,
if I
yeah.
really had to, because I don't, but it must be clean at least. Because socks, I always wear your socks too.
Mm.
No,
Yeah, she
I
does.
don't know if socks is underwear. Does socks count as underwear?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
But I wouldn't wear anybody else's socks. Maybe I would. I don't know. Number 13. Have you ever binged an entire series in one day? Yes, we have. We've done that a lot.
Yeah, it depends on how big the series is, but there was some that we.
Oh, yes. A few. We went through stages, maybe not in a day, maybe in a weekend, but then you start the Friday evening with a series, and then there's like 2 or 3, some of them 6, 7 out already. Then we started doing that. That was
I like
before-
doing that because
Yeah.
we forget, and I hate waiting week to week to week. So I'd rather wait until the whole series is out and then we binge it at one go.
Yes.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
now we don't really have time to do that anymore because we always out cycling and doing fun things. But I think if winter comes, we'll do that again. But
Yeah. Like Game of Thrones, we started Game of Thrones. We watched until about season 7, and then there was none, so we had to wait, and we just never watched
wait,
the rest.
yes.
We
And now we forgot what happened, and it was so much time to put
Yeah.
into that to start from season 1 again because,
Yeah.
like he says, we forgot. We tried watching Supernaturals the other day again, because we only came to season 7 with that too, and we started from the beginning, and I think we got to season 2.
yeah.
But
yeah.
watching YouTube videos and making
Yeah, you
YouTube
just
videos,
don't have the time.
there's
There's
no
no
time.
time.
Yeah. We finished Mandalorian, Misty.
Oh, yeah, we did.
finished Mandalorian. We watched season 1
1
in-
and 2. Yeah,
one night, 2 nights,
2 nights.
and then
Yes.
now we're waiting for more. I liked it.
Mandalorian was cool.
Yes. Number 14. Have you ever gone on a blind date? I have, on a few, and that was actually a disaster.
Most of them.
Most of them. We met not on a blind date, but
It was
It
kind
was
of a
a
blind date. We never.
dating app.
Yeah, but we.
Yeah. He only came to my house like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was already sleeping because he had car problems. But I don't think he wanted to drop me. So he came in anyway. I don't know if that was a good or a bad thing, but I guess it's a good thing. We're married now. Have you?
Yes. Yes, in school, a friend of mine, he had a girlfriend, and their friend, they organized a blind date. We went to Pizza Hut and met this girl, and she was so obnoxious. I didn't like her at all. And she had, we bought them cold drink and stuff, and she had a straw, and she took the straw and she kept taking up cold drink, and then she would blow it at me.
Oh
She
no!
kept doing that the whole time. I was so irritated, and I never saw her again after that. Yeah, there was a couple of weird ones, but yeah.
Oh no. Well, okay, this one goes with the blind date. Have you ever ghosted someone? Yes, I have. I was supposed to go on a blind date, and I knew because we were meeting up, strange enough, also at a pizza place. And this guy, I saw him drive in. He drove in because I knew what car he was driving. And I saw him going into the restaurant, and I was standing there, and he was short. He was really, really short, and I'm tall. And he never said that when we were chatting, because we were chatting for about a month on this dating site before I actually agreed to meet him. And guys, he was really short, and I just said no. I know that's horrible, and he was sitting there waiting, looking at his watch, phoning me, and I could see him through the window, and I just went out the other door and I left, and I deleted him from the app. I know that is a horrible thing to do, but I did it, and I feel bad. But he shouldn't have lied, because he knew how tall I was. And that was always my first question on all of the apps. When I started these dating apps, is how tall are you? Because I've had an issue with that. I feel insecure dating somebody shorter than me. I know that sounds bad, but it's just a thing. It's just a thing I do. Oh, I don't do. Yeah. So
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind. I know I did, but I can't remember. I know there was times when, but I can't remember.
yeah.
I know there was a girl I took to a club. Actually picked her up and I took her there, and then something happened, and I just left, and I left her there.
We were horrible people when we were younger.
But it was kind of an emergency, and
You
it
could
wasn't
have
really my
told
fault.
her and said, okay, now I'm telling you, you could have told her. I could have told that guy, sorry.
Yeah. So if you're watching, I'm really sorry.
Yes,
It was
me
an
too.
emergency. I didn't mean it. Yeah.
Okay. Question number 16. Have you ever farted in front of a significant other? Yes, I have. And this is also an interesting story. I don't know, when you just start dating somebody and the relationship is still new, it's something you don't do. You just don't fart. And when he started, he came to visit me for a weekend, and had lots of gas, and I went out of we were watching movies or something, and I went out of the room, and I thought it's gonna be silent, and it came out really, really loud, and I knew he heard it, but he didn't actually. I started giggling, so he wouldn't have known if I didn't start laughing.
No, I did hear it.
And then I went back into the room, and he said, "You did it first," and then it just never stopped.
It never stopped.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Okay. Have you, before me, except for me? Obviously you have, but you just do it.
No, I don't just do it.
Oh, no.
I don't have a story. This was the story. I don't have another one.
Okay, question number 17. Have you ever cheated on a board game?
She has.
I always do. Monopoly. Just Monopoly. No, I don't. I just get angry. What do I cheat on?
You're not allowed to buy
The
train
stations.
stations or the electric thingies.
But I'm not cheating. I just get angry.
Yes,
So that's not cheating.
it is, because if I buy a train station, then you're cross with me, and then so I can't buy the stations, or I can't buy municipal. What do you call it?
I don't know. But we don't play Monopoly in our house anymore. Let's leave it at that. Have you cheated on a board game? Let me hear now. Cluedo. When we played Cluedo.
No,
Yes.
no,
You did. You looked at my cards or something. I know. 'Cause
I don't cheat at board games.
you do.
I don't have to.
Number 18. Have you ever met a celebrity? I don't know what you see as a celebrity, but I've met a few rugby players. And here in Ireland, we actually met a South African rugby player, CJ Stander.
Yeah.
And that's actually a sad story that goes with it. It was 2 weeks before his dad actually passed away. On his birthday, CJ Stander was one of his dad's heroes.
Yeah, it was my dad. Really, it was one of his biggest heroes, because he
Yeah.
was a South African in Ireland, and he was
And
doing really good at that
Good
stage.
at the rugby. And his sister contacted him and asked him if he would meet his dad, and he actually said yes. And he came to visit him on his birthday in hospital. That was amazing. It
Yeah.
was one of the... Wow, I've got so much respect for him.
Yeah, me too. It's
Yeah. So even if
was-
he's not a big celebrity, in my eyes, he's the biggest celebrity.
very, very cool.
And he was such a nice guy, so down to earth.
Oh yes,
and
he was really a nice guy. Very, very nice. And he handled my dad with so much respect as well. It was so
if
cool.
we've got a photo, we should put it in.
Yes.
I'm sure we do have a photo. Yeah.
So like the Irish says, fair play to him. It was
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
And then there's a South African singer, Steve Hofmeyer. I've met him, but not... Well, we were at a holiday resort, and after the concert, he was swimming with everybody. But I was still a kid. My sister had a big crush on him, and that was so cool. She loved him swimming there with them, and they were all... I was just a little annoying brat. But I think that's the only ones. I can't really think of anybody
I've
else.
never met any big
Not a
celebrities.
movie star or anything like that.
No.
Okay, question number 19. Have you ever fallen asleep in class?
Mm-hmm.
Me too. And I actually, I didn't snore. You did. You snored. No, I had a nightmare, and I was lying in my arms. We were writing an exam, and I think I had a nightmare because I had a fright and my knees and everything went kadoa against the table. And the room was so quiet and everybody stopped writing and looked at me.
Mine was also an exam.
Also, yeah, but
Well, if you
before,
write
if
an
you-
exam and you're finished, you can't get up. You have to stay at your desk. So I was also laying on my arms, and then I had one of those snores that that wakes yourself up. Yeah.
And everybody looks at you and you feel like an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've done that a few times actually, but fallen asleep in class. But that's the only time that was embarrassing. Okay, the last one, number 20. Have you ever told your parents you were staying at a friend's house but was really somewhere else? Oh yes, I did that so many times, and I'm sure my daughter did that a lot of times with me, and I was caught once or twice and I kept on doing it. Now, kids, don't do that to your parents. They worry. It's irresponsible. If something happens to you, nobody's going to know where you are. But yes, I've done that a few times in my life.
I've sneaked out of the house. Sneaked out of the house a couple of times. But I never told them I was going anywhere. I sneaked out of the house, and then I went to friends' houses. We actually watched movies and stuff like that, and then I would come back 2 hours later and sneak back in. My sister, my room that I had a big glass panel, and she sat on a chair that could go back and forth, and she
A
rocking chair type of thing, and she went back too far and the thing fell through the window, so I had this big hole in the window.
Oh, so you climbed through that window too?
Yes, I
That
got
was-
through that window. Climbed through a window.
You did. No, we actually told my friend's parents she's sleeping over at my house, and I told my parents we're sleeping over at her house, and then you went with other friends, and we were really, really naughty.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I've done that, and you were so nervous and stressed out because I was actually not a bad child, so I felt bad about it, but we still did it.
I never asked for permission. I would rather ask for forgiveness.
Okay guys, that was it for our Have You Ever tag. We hope you do it, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you soon.
And please hit the subscribe button.
Yes, please do that.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.